welcome to Amazing Transformations, where this is our open forum where we have other vegans that can come and have conversations and unite. And we're going to talk about our what we did for the first month of 2024. Well, we're not quite there yet. However, we can talk about if we had any struggles. We can talk about what we've been eating. We can share recipes and tips and things to help our mind if we're having trouble with our changing our diet. We can talk about why we're passionate about animals and why we love this lifestyle, what health changes we've experienced, what spiritual changes. Speaking of spiritual, I have with us already joined. Thank you for coming. Mariquita Solis, a vegan empowerment coach, and she does a lot of work to help empower vegans to be the best activists they can be. She's very involved in, I would say, like the spiritual journey, connecting with nature and how we can learn from animals. And she is just awesome, very calming. I love talking with her sometimes about great positive things. And if I'm also struggling, she's a great coach. She's helped me a lot in this past year, or how long have we known each other? I don't know. It feels like forever, but it's probably not been forever. But you are awesome to talk to. Welcome. Do you want to say a few words? Oh, welcome, Diana. Welcome, Angela. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me. I love coming here. And you're right. I am very spiritual. And I was actually just before I came on here reading about how we've disconnected from nature. And I'm taking this class from a gentleman who is, I think, 95, and he spends most of his time sleeping. I mean, just totally outside, sleeping outside. I mean, he's been doing this for like 40 years. So,
Really?
yeah.
Else, I would love to do that if it wasn't as cold as it is here, maybe.
I know, huh? Well, I mean, in his 90s, that's
amazing.
I know, it's amazing. I mean, yeah. So I mean, that nature involves animals, and I mean that's of course very important to me as a vegan.
Hi, Willow. I'm sorry. I thought that was Diana. That is Willow typing on Diana's YouTube. Thank you, Willow. You are awesome. I love when she makes her little appearance and she pops on and tells us about her plant-based meals.
How old is Willow?
How old are you, Willow? Are you 8? Let's see. She's gonna answer me, hopefully.
I like that name.
I do too. It was really a cool name. I don't think I know anybody with that name.
No, it's beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about nature.
Right? Is that a flower or what is a willow? Oh, a tree.
Yeah.
Right. Like, yeah, I've seen they're the really pretty trees, right? Really big
Mhm.
branches. She's 8. Okay, see, I was close. Wasn't I? I said 8 or 11. See, I thought you were much more mature even than 8. Um, I have a little sister who's just turned 11. So I'm trying to get her to go plant based. But my other sister, Brooke, messaged me today that she started eating fruit. She had a banana so far, so I'm not sure how far she made it, but hopefully she'll be able to pop on. She was going to the gym, so she's trying to get herself in better health and switch over to vegan and possibly even all the way for a little while to do like a reset or reboot. What I do, which is the frugivore type diet. I always say that because like sometimes fruitarian people think all you can have is fruit, but I can actually, I also include some like lettuce and celery and different things, but mostly fruit, and except for my big salad at night. um, she likes food. That is, I think we all have that in common, don't we? We all like food. Marikita, tell us, you had some really cool recipes you worked on this weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And let me update you from last week when I was on the live stream running back and forth in the kitchen, and I thought my instant pot was overflowing.
Oh yeah, that was last week.
Twice I was running back and forth, and then I thought it was broken, but it was because I didn't have the little seal, the gasket. Anyway, so that I survived that. Then I made 3 recipes this weekend. I made a beautiful tofu silken tofu pie, and nobody knew it was silken tofu. It was a like lime, and so I squeezed. I did it from um, the Esselstyn's book, the Heart Healthy book, recipe book. So I squeezed, I don't know, probably 10 little limes with silken tofu and just threw it in the food processor with maple syrup. And I think that's about all. I don't remember. And just chilled it with other fruit. Oh my gosh. The key is chilling it a long time. Don't just think you're going to eat it right away like I did.
So wait, I was just making sure because I was reading the comments too. So you use tofu
Silken tofu.
like without cooking it?
Yeah, silken. It's so, you ever use silken tofu?
I don't think so. I've only made tofu maybe like two, three times, maybe like five times in the whole time I've been vegan.
Okay, well, silken tofu is like silk. It's so soft and it's just very light. So, I mean, I made a peanut butter chocolate pie before and took that to work when the teenage guys didn't had no idea it was tofu. They were like, "Give me some more, give me some more." This time I made the fruit little tart, so it was so good. Um, but anyway, this is what from the that heart healthy book from the Esselstyns, like I said. So I don't. What is? I mean, cane sugar is white. It's the white sugar, right? It's white, isn't it? I think I have some of that.
I think they're saying cane sugar syrup, but I've heard
Oh,
of people
syrup.
drinking like cane sugar juice, right? I wonder if that's maybe before it's processed, I think. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't really use a whole lot of sugar. One time I use dates to like
Yeah,
sweeten my smoothie and maybe oatmeal. I know they have date sugar too, I think.
I've
I'm
gotten date syrup before, but I've never had date sugar. But
Thank
yeah,
you, Pardon 9. Thank you for the recommendation. I love that people are sharing. The link is in the top of the comments if anybody wants to join as well. I like that. And then did it taste like cheesecake kind of, or what did it have? Like, what was the texture once you?
no. It tasted like it was very smooth. I mean, like a pudding. It tasted
Oh,
like
I
a
love
tart.
pudding.
Right. Oh my gosh. Just get the silken tofu and put in, I guess, some dates if you want to sweeten it up, but then put in all those fruits and blend it, in a high powered blender,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be like a little pudding.
Oh,
It's super
nice.
good and so easy. Yeah. Very,
Welcome,
very
Michelle. Thank you for joining. Welcome, Michelle and Diana and Willow and Hardin. Thank you guys for coming. And okay, and Angela, you were the first one here on the stream. Thank you so much. Hopefully, you're all doing well. I appreciate you joining. I want to get to the rest of what you made in your recipe and your crock pot update. Don't let me forget. But I wanted to say something. I wanted to say I can't remember. For those of you who are new here, are having like at least one or two of these a week at least. Sometimes I get addicted and we come on more than that. But I wanted to have these so that we can come together and share how we're doing on our journey, help newer vegans, and also talk about what we eat and everything. So I'm really excited that you all came. And for those of you who don't know, I've been vegan probably going on, this will be my 5th year in April, and I've had such great positive health changes within like a month. I had eliminated seasonal allergies. I eliminated back pain. I felt more energy than ever. I don't have allergies anymore. And I know a lot of you have a similar story, and then later on made that connection about animals and how they're treated and why I ethically didn't want to eat them. And it's been a really good journey, and that's why I want to bring that to you guys. We also have interviews with like lots of people about their health changes, and also vegan chefs and doctors and experts like Marikita, who talks about her coaching. And don't forget to tell us about your coaching coming up soon, too. Okay, so we got the dessert. And what else did you make? We want to know.
Wait, let me say something real quick about addictions. I'm going to be on Be Green with Amy. Go Green? Is it Be Green with Amy?
Be
Talking
green.
about food addictions Wednesday at 3. So, but okay.
Oh,
So,
cool. This Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I'm making sure while you got.
3 Eastern.
Yes, right. So, right, 3 o'clock. Anyway, if that's not right, I'll let you know. um, so I made also mushroom Wellington, which came out pretty good. I had a recipe, and so this recipe called for white wine, and I thought that's really going to give it a burst of flavor. And then after I made it, I realized I never used the wine, and I realized I had picked the wrong recipe. So anyway, so that was very interesting. So there were two things I learned: make sure you use the right recipe, and then make sure you chill the lime. You know, if you're using the silken tofu, make sure you give it time to chill. Make it the night before. So that was two lessons learned as a vegan empowerment coach, and listen and learning the lessons of life. And then I made what else did I make? What? Let's see. What else did I make? Well, I made something this morning. I guess that's what I was the third thing.
Is
Whoa,
that
oh
the
no, I forgot.
Wellington one had the biscuits in it?
Yeah, the pancakes. I
Oh,
couldn't
the pancakes.
remember that I had used Bisquick in the past. So I was in the store looking for pancake mix, and there was, I don't know, there was only like one that said plant based, and it was very expensive, and I got it. And I don't know what happened, but they turned into a just giant mess on a skillet. And I sent JJ a picture. She said, "Is that an egg?" And it was like,
It
what
looked like an egg with no yolk. I'm like, there's no way Marquita's eating an egg unless she found some vegan egg of sorts that
oh
looks
my,
like an actual fried egg.
I was going losing my mind trying to make these darn things. And then I had a Bisquick that was gluten free, which didn't seem to work very well either. Anyway, okay, so anyway, that I don't know. It was kind of a mushy pancakes, but whatever. We ate them, and then I took that pancake mix this morning and had a successful, no lessons learned. Just I mean, straight up perfect, beautiful little. It was like a little banana bread, and it was with mashed up bananas and applesauce with the little
Oh,
mix. So it wasn't. So that mix wasn't just a total waste because I was ready to just chunk it, but it was
right. Well, that's good. I think sometimes you can make stuff, by mistake that's good by like messing something else up. Like I tried to make one time a dressing and ended up with like a salsa or something. It was like, so I was like, okay, this doesn't quite like seem like a dressing for my salad, but I'm just gonna put it on top anyway. It might be something like a I don't know, a salsa mix because it never quite got like how dressing is supposed to be kind of thick but like also like a juice. So I don't know, I must have done it wrong whatever I did. But that's why I always joke with you, I'm like, that's why I'm raw, because I've had some debacles in the kitchen for sure. You've seen that. But one thing that you reminded me of, if I do ever have like family come over, or like if my sister visits soon or something, there is something I want to try, even if I'm not going to eat the cooked food. Because I've thought about this a long time ago about like wonder how this would be. But if you took something similar to Bisquick, if that's what you want to use, and you made the crust, and then you use like little chunks of tofu, let's just say, in like little squares, and use like a vegan broth, and like a vegetable broth, and put like peas and carrots and like a pot pie, I guess is where I'm going for. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't know how to, like, I guess you could put the pie crust first and then fill it with all that stuff and then put more on top. I can, like the old TV dinner little things that came in the little silver thing. Um, I think
what?
I've seen that kind of recipe online. I always used to like them, and then like one thing I never tried when I was eating cooked food that I
Well,
would try, and I'm sure it would turn out a huge mess, and I'd be like sending you a funny picture, like I'm having a salad, lol.
I
Uh,
just had that for lunch.
did you really? Did you know? I mean, did you send it to me?
No, I didn't send it.
Oh, I was like, is that where I got the idea? Maybe I'm losing it over here. I'm
Oh
getting
no,
old. I forgot you told me that's what you had, and I thought I came up with the idea.
it's weird that you're saying
Mentioned a
that.
long time ago you were going to a potluck, and that you were bringing a vegan dish, and I think you mentioned pot pie, but that was at like a church function where it wasn't vegan.
Thanks. No, that. Oh, well, they're different ones. Who knows what it was? But today, my brother's girlfriend Nancy made it's like a tofu pot pie. It's so good. I have some in the fridge right now. And actually, just right before I got on here, I was looking at the recipe, so I'll send it to y'all. Um,
Okay, cool. Then I won't have to figure it out on my own because, I love hearing you guys' recipes sometimes for it's interesting for new vegans because, like, I've never been like a big like when I've been raw, like the only thing I ate the first 6 months when I first started this journey was I ate like this one really huge salad every night. And that was like I never got into like the dehydrator and like making the wraps that some people make or these like vegan raw tacos. Like people make all kinds of cool stuff. Like Jillian just had a recipe up for like vegan lasagna, I think she did. I mean raw lasagna because she's raw, and then this time though, when I was doing the fruit journey, I started listening about mono meals and how much better they are for your digestion, and it makes everything easier, like to kind of heal in your body because it's not doing as much work. Like, okay, I got to digest these 5 things, and apparently it has like when you put food in your mouth, your saliva already identifies like what type of digestive enzymes it's going to need to get it all the way through your digestion. So I did notice when I used to like when now that I've switched back and forth a couple times, when I eat like all oranges at one time, like I'll eat like 4 or 5 clementines, and then, maybe an hour later I'll eat the bananas, and then hours later I'll eat grapes, and then maybe I'll eat the salad and avocados and stuff. And it does seem to make a difference. Like one time early on when I was doing this, I did have a bunch of stuff together and I felt my stomach kind of churn weird, like, okay, that's a lot of different stuff, coming in. And I don't know if I like got my body used to being gentle with it or something. So like I do at night though, I eat like all the salad stuff together. That would be too difficult for me. I used to just eat avocados, and then I decided to add like lettuce and celery in with it. And I do celery juice. I've been making this dressing with these like organic olives, and I use like the juice out of them sometimes. And like I don't know, like maybe just every now and then I use like a pinch of like sea salt on top of it. It's kind of good on the cucumbers.
mm,
And what else was I putting in? I think that's all. Lettuce, avocado, and cucumber. That's been the extent of it. And I'm sure a few more things will like drop into it. But literally, I have for this whole month, I've been eating bananas and daily green boost, drinking my moringa leaf powder in the morning, some tea. And then I will have like 4 clementines around like lunchtime. And then I've been having sometimes I'll do the green boost after the clementines, like a little bit later in the day. It's like a powder, and I mix it in with like 3 bananas and like mash it up. And then I've been having a lot of grapes. That would be like my next meal. And then closer to like dinner time, I have probably more grapes, and then I have my like huge salad, and maybe a banana for dessert or a banana and plant milk smoothie, and that is it. Maybe some walnuts or something like that too. And I've literally been eating that pretty much that same meal for the whole month of this whole month. And like I don't know. It's been pretty cool. I definitely got off my holiday food addictions because I feel like my body's gotten used. Like now I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the salad. Like talking about what you're going to talk about with Amy, like the food addictions. I think we have to clear our palate and like let our body love the taste of food again because I started with one peanut butter and jelly sandwich like right before the holiday, and then I was like, oh well, I'll have this. Then it ended up into, instead of going the whole food plant based like I was before that, I ended up on like vegan chicken sandwiches and plant based cookies, and like um it's so funny because we were talking about this on the last live, but Ray that was on here talking about his cookie company, he one he was sending us free cookies for like coming on the live stream, and like I know you said they were really good, right? But I was like, don't send them here. I'm gonna do them like a giveaway. I'm gonna put out a contest probably before this weekend to the Facebook group, and whoever wins, we'll do like a live drawing on here and one of these lives, and whoever wins gets my cookies because I don't even want them coming to the house to tempt me. I'm excited and happy about my raw frugivore in 24 journey. Oh, real
Right.
quick, let me read this to you. Example of what I was referring to is called wholesome pancake syrup. That's one brand of cane, I think he was saying, or canned sugar syrup. Michelle
Okay.
said, "I love salsa uh, as a dressing, and I also would eat it before raw with garlic and hummus." Oh, nice. Thank you,
Oh,
Hart. I'm gonna look into that because I don't like using regular sugar, and I know you really don't either.
no, I don't like doing that. I mean, I'm really so I'm not like you. I'm trying to get there. I want to be JJ. No, I'm trying to
Oh,
right.
I'm a work in progress.
All right. Well, I'm working that way because see, we came on different paths. Like you came really into health and I came into animal, right? And then I became aware of health. Not that I didn't know, but I really didn't know. You know, so we it's that's what I was telling James today. It's like people come for different reasons to this kind of eating. And it's very I mean, you have to have your why. Like
Mhm.
what is it? And you have to be committed to it. So, I mean, commitment, you can be committed and still fail. you know,
Yeah.
and that's okay. I mean, that's where that's kind of like what I deal with, people that are feeling guilty or beating themselves up and and disempowering themselves. But we fail, we fall off, we eat like 10 gallons of cookies. I guess they're not gallons, but 10 buckets of cookies, like the Cookie Monster, and then we become mindful and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? And the mindfulness is really, I think I'll be talking a lot about that with Amy about
Mhm.
the addictions.
I think that'll be really interesting. I look forward to hearing that. And I think it's important that to know that we're all on different paths. I think, even throughout the journey, the reason the why that you start with doesn't always become the why that you end up at. And everyone has their own version of how we can help animals, whether, our own talents that we put out there, whether it's talking, whether it's commenting, whether it's just helping a friend or somebody you meet at the store who needs some ideas on what to eat, or maybe it's sharing other people's posts. And we all have our own way of eating and our way that makes this work. Like raw definitely is not for everyone. And I've gone through all versions of it. I just happen to really like it and feel best on it. You know what I mean? And I think there are people who really thrive on whole food plant based. And that's like my second favorite thing once I found that, because I really enjoyed the, rice and beans and things like that. So I love all versions of it. I am really thankful for those people who buy the vegan processed meats too, because they're not eating an animal, So if that's
Right.
how you want to eat, that's awesome too. Like we're not really here. We're just sharing what we like to eat and sharing. That way, if there's a new vegan here and they might be like, "Oh, that JJ's crazy. I could never eat raw food, I need my cooked food." It's like, hey, I don't want you to feel like there's no other option and that there's not support here for you too. Because I was talking about this last night too. I want to do the raw vegan, I mean the beginner vegan course, where it just goes through from what is veganism all the way through all the versions, all the way through like what you talk about, addictions and vegan and empowering yourself. And so I would love, for you to be part of that too. Oh, you know what? Um, yeah, this is what made me think about when I said limited. My only issue with the raw diet, it can be limiting. Some foods, like starch food, are actually highly beneficial cooked as long as they are not overcooked. That's very true. Yeah, there is a lot of benefits, and I know Kathy Hester, who was on here, they follow the McDougall starch solution, and many people have had success with that. So I can appreciate all those diets, and I can see there's lots of benefits in a lot of different different ways of eating for sure. I think plant-based is just been such a blessing, like for a lot of people. And there's so many options. We were mentioning that last night. Or was that this morning? I was thinking you give up like beef, chicken, and pork,
Oh,
maybe fish, right? Four things. But it opens up this whole world of creativity. Like whoever thought you could make like a beautiful cake out of silken tofu, right? It's like a lot. Jason, who was Jason, who has the
mhm.
chef, he said that he was a chef for a lot of years, and until he became plant based, he truly enjoys this more because he can be even more creative with putting flavors together because he felt the other diet was limited. I mean, cooking was limited after he kind of really got wind of, wow, look at all these textures and flavors. And a lot of people enjoy making things taste like comfort food. Like, like when we used to do the lentil tacos and stuff, it's like it almost
Mm,
surprises you that you don't need meat to have the same taste that you used to have. Um, let's see here. He said human neurological development began when humans started cooked starches. Okay, that's interesting. That's really cool. Yeah, I know that in a lot of the world, what is it, blue zones, is that what they call it? That a lot of people who live a lot longer, their main staple of their diet is like starch and grains, right? And
mhm.
oh, I read that one. Okay.
I
Yeah,
need more water.
much for that information. And what do you consider like starches, like carrots and or like corn and starches, like bread or no, that wouldn't be a starch. I'm thinking of grains, right? Like starchy vegetables. I'm thinking like corn.
Potatoes,
Did you
right?
guys know corn is a fruit technically? I didn't know that until like a year ago, and I was so amazed. Like technically,
I
not
didn't know that, but
call
that's
it a
very
vegetable
interesting.
where I come from, but and also avocados. I knew I just well not recently, but I found out they were fruit. Cucumbers are a fruit. Tomatoes are a fruit. Um, anyway, and I know Diana loves salsa too because she talks about it. Welcome in. This is Diana Plant Based, and we have her here. She is Diana Varner Plant Based, and her YouTube page is growing. Don't forget to like Marakita's page and Diana's page. And Diana, say hello to the world or the world that's watching this.
Hello, everybody.
We're
Get
welcome.
in
We're
here
glad to
and
have you.
join.
Yes, come on in, join the conversation, and Willow, right?
Hello.
Yes,
She's
yes.
she's been talking to us in the comments.
She's
Potatoes.
gonna
That's like one
be
of my favorite starches, Harden. I couldn't think of the word potato. Thank you. Go ahead.
Potato.
Willow, do you like potatoes like me?
I'm sorry.
Oh, we were just wondering if Willow liked potatoes.
Oh, she likes French fries.
There you go. That's a potato. How's things been going for you in 2024?
Look.
Yum.
Oh,
How
I
am I
love
doing?
watermelon. Yes.
I am doing fantastic.
Look.
Um,
You better
Nice.
share
I
with us.
Beautiful.
just calculated today because today I'm 2 weeks in on the 30-day reboot, and for the month of January, since January 1, I've lost 9.6 pounds. And
Wow.
that's and I've lost 7.4 just since the 16th. It's 14 days today.
That is
So
awesome.
I'm
That's
so
all. I thought
excited.
you were doing it from the beginning of the month. And wait a minute, it's been how long?
I started the reboot on the
Reboot.
16th. So today's 2 weeks.
That is awesome. Congratulations. I
Thank
need to get a
you.
bell like Dawn. I need to get some sound effects, like so we have a crowd. Well, you are doing good, and you were telling us how strict you've been, making sure you don't eat any goodies, right? um,
Yes.
or what some people consider goodies. They're not necessarily goodies anymore, right? If they don't keep us
I,
on our
I did
toes.
have a treat. I call it a treat. I had a treat yesterday and today. I made sweet potato brownies, which
Oh, that sounds like a healthy treat.
Yum.
I like them. They're the texture, of course, it isn't like a cakey brownie, but the texture's more kind of like it would be like a cookie dough-ish, I think, something like
Mm-hmm.
that, like a brownie dough. But I like them, and
Yeah,
it's all it
I
is
like
is
brownies. That texture.
it's like a fudgy. To me, it's more like a fudgy brownie texture.
Mm, that sounds
So
good.
it's I used the white sweet potato I had roasted, and then I used maple syrup, which I may try to change that to like date syrup or
Mm-hmm.
something. But and then it has um nut butter, which I used almond butter, and cocoa, and I used cacao.
Mm.
So
Okay. How is that? I've heard about that for a while now. Like that, and some people like love it, and some people won't use it. Like, does it have like sort of caffeine in it? Hey, Rachel, welcome. Click on the link if you want to come join in and talk about your delicious
um
recipes.
I'm gonna go grab the thing and look.
Cool. Sweet potato brown. I mean, no. Did she say brownies? No, she
Yeah,
said
brownies. That
brownie
sounds so
texture.
good.
Yeah, that does sound good. I like that. Michelle, oh wait, we have a bunch of comments here. Let's see. Michelle said, "Congrats,
Black bean brownies.
they are good."
Yes.
So are black bean brownies. There was
I
some
made
foods
I
in
made
the
some of
food.
those years ago. It was Dr. Furman's recipe.
Oh, really? I saw something one time in the frozen food section when I was really like hooked on the processed food. You know that one whole aisle that has like the Morning Star and all that stuff? They had these like muffins and I forget what they were made of. And I'm like, I wish sometimes they wouldn't even put it on the front because I feel like a non-vegan person would have tried it and been like in shock that it was good. But because sometimes when you see the ingredients, like I know for me before I was vegan, if I had seen that black bean brownies, I'd be like, yeah, there's no way you're gonna make a black bean taste like a brownie, but they do, and like you can make sweet potatoes taste like brownie. Okay, so this is a long comment. Let me read this really quick so we can get your thoughts on it. When molecular replication is developed and accessible to all, we'll be able to make replications of all these good foods and return agriculture back to nature. And I think he had mentioned, or she, that they're looking forward to the day humans are no longer farming or foraging. Yeah, I know Marakita talks about returning to nature to nature and what we're doing. Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. I'll have to look that up because I hadn't even heard of that before. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. At least we can all start thinking because, like, that's what I love about being around other like minded individuals when we all have that one goal. Not only can we share what we eat and recipes, however, like, we can also share different things that we may not have even known before, fact wise, and be able to open our minds to look into it further. Um, Indoor agriculture produces 5 times the yield. Oh, you know what? That reminds me of the like the tower gardens and stuff that I always share my affiliate link because Miss Mary is going to come on and talk about how cool hers is. And that I guess would be similar to indoor, but you're probably talking about on like a mass scale, you know what I mean? Like the industry could use.
That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yes, it really would. Rachel, welcome.
Um, hmm. Anyway,
Yes. So sorry, I think you were still going to tell us about your sweet potato brownie, right?
Oh yeah, that's pretty much. I just this is what I used is
Oh, cacao.
is I don't know
with
if it's
cacao.
backwards, but the crazy thing is I actually found this at TJ Maxx.
So that's like real chocolate, like chocolate, not like milk chocolate processed by dairy and stuff, right? Isn't that what cacao is?
Right. Yes.
And somebody said I should try that when I was trying to get off coffee. I guess maybe it gives you a little burst of energy or something. I don't know. I'm not
So
sure
what's
why.
the difference between cacao and cocoa?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of cocoa. No, I'm thinking of cacao, but I don't know the difference. I have to look it up. Do you know, Diana?
Not especially. It's it says here raw cacao powder is the healthy alternative to conventional highly processed Dutch cocoa.
Oh, okay. Probably could make hot chocolate too with it. Chocolate
It's
plant-based milk.
cacao.
I did find out Hershey's syrup was vegan a long time ago, and that we had a little trend that I was on with these ice cream sundaes. I believe cocoa comes from cacao. Michelle said, okay, cool. Interesting. Yeah, like I feel like we are like I feel like I've tried a lot of stuff, but like a lot of other stuff I'm like eager to try still, even in this early stage of, even in 5 years I've tried a lot of the little, things, but like some of the exotic fruits, I love when I see people eating them. I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous. I want to eat it. Like, is that a dragon fruit I keep seeing? Oh my goodness, that thing looks wild. So I want to try some of these fruits, and like there's stuff for recipes. Like I was just sharing on Facebook today, or with my work, I do like an email every week on Mondays, and I do like a health tip and a plant-based recipe, even though none of them are plant-based, but I'm gonna get them there. But I put the chickpea tuna salad in there today, and I always think that's always a hit with people because like they can make it up just like they make their regular tuna salad, with the exception of using a vegan type mayo and the chickpeas, so they can still like season it and do the taste like they want. Um, and I just think that's awesome when you can have someone that might find your journey inspiring, right? Like I know you and Marakita inspire so many people. And your approaches, I love it because like Diana shares what she eats in her, journey. And Marakita, you have this way of connecting people back to nature, and then they kind of can make that connection that animals are our friends. We shouldn't eat them, and so that is so cool.
Right. Yeah, we all are going at it in different angles, and that's what's really important, right? I mean, really, well, really seeing what speaks to us, and how we can speak best. And it might change, like you said. Like when I first started, it was all about animals, and now it's nature. And then I think about minorities and the earth. So there's so many reasons to eat for the earth.
Yeah, that is so true. With indoor agriculture, we can have growing spaces dedicated to GMO so they don't cross pollinate with native plants or non GMO crops. Perfect solution for folks with GMO phobias. Right. That is a good point. I have to definitely look into this because I'm really intrigued by what you're saying, and I love when I find out something new. I don't know if you guys are hooked on Google too, but like I go like it's crazy. I'll be into something like for a whole day or a whole weekend. Like Eli, who was on here when he was talking about the essence of like natural law, and he was talking about all the esoteric healing and things. I was like, all of a sudden, I was telling him on the live, I binged his videos and I was looking into all that. And he has so much great information. But Hardin, I don't know if you have like any information, feel free to send it to me, or if you have a YouTube page, post it so I can definitely check out your information. You sound like you have a really vast knowledge of growing food and that type of thing. That's really cool. I don't have that much knowledge on it. I was still trying to figure out whether I need organic or non-organic fruit.
Now you know it's there, so.
What kind of so what else? I know your goal was to like the reboot was to lose weight. And that was your goal for, was that your goal for this year, or this was a monthly goal? And Marakita, we have to talk about what your February and 2024 goals have been.
It was just a thing that come up. Um, that's 30 days. Of course, it's going to go into February, but it wasn't just specifically for January. It was for the new year and kind of a get going thing. But I had, before I made the decision to join it, I had, like I said, the other day, I had already eliminated some things that I felt that would slow me from my weight loss, even though I believe they're still healthy and good things to eat. Well, not, maybe not bread is necessarily a good thing, but I
Right,
was
right.
thinking when I would get bread, I'd get the Dave's Killer bread with the
Yeah,
whole
I've had that.
grain.
Used to be my favorite. I started getting into Ezekiel bread too. That's pretty good.
I had I had that before. It's been a while. Oh, you're fine,
Put some
honey.
like cinnamon and whatever type of vegan butter you use on there.
Yeah,
That stuff was good for me. And it tasted weird at first because of all the seeds, but I got used to it, right? Which
yeah.
Dave's Killer bread do you use?
Um, I would get.
Hey, we finally got Rachel on
Oh, I
here.
was just texting her to
Yay!
tell her where it was.
She found us.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
So,
Thank you for being here.
yes, it's so exciting. So, I usually get the one that's in the green. I get the thin slices in the green package.
Okay.
Um, but when I would eat bread, I feel like I would put more things on it that are higher calories, like the avocados or,
Mm-hmm.
of course, well, hummus, if you use with tahini, it adds, the fat. And so I found that I would eat not just one slice of bread with it on there, I would eat two. So when I
Yeah,
started,
what's a sandwich without two pieces of bread?
Right, right. Like that's like a half.
yeah, but for me,
Unfinished product, right?
I have weight to lose. So to
Except for
me,
those like with the, remember the stuff we used to put like gravy over. What was that like? Or like sloppy Joe. We used to eat it on like top of bread as a kid, like one slice. But then I'd always come back for like two more servings of the one slice, so I might as well have had the sandwich.
yeah. And when I was a kid, my dad
Yeah.
always made gravy to pour over toast. So,
Oh,
but so that's what I've chose to eliminate. It's like I said, Chef AJ said, eat to the left of the red line. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm trying to do. I actually haven't even had soy. I have had soybeans, but I have not had soy this year except the soybeans now.
Oh,
And
nice.
that I took as a snack. I just defrosted them, had them in the refrigerator, and then I would just eat them cold, just like that. Maybe take a little bit of the chill off,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just a snack for me.
Well, and
Oh, okay.
I'm just new to all this, right? But from what I've heard with soy products is that it's high in estrogen, and stuff like that. That's what I've heard. So, I mean, what do y'all
Yeah,
think about
a
soy
lot of
products?
a lot of people do hear and think that, but if you actually look at on nutritionalfacts.org, he actually explains that it's beneficial to women that have had cancer, and it's not the same type of estrogen that like that you would take as a supplement or from animal foods. It's not the
Okay.
same.
I
It's
think that's important because it's like there's so much misinformation out there. And I know it seems like conspiracy theory, but what they're trying to do in most cases is obviously they want, people to continue to buy the products that they want them to buy. There's not a huge tofu market out there. So, like, I think they kind of want people to like they want to put out these little things about like, oh, you're not going to be healthy if you're plant-based, knowing in my end that I'm interviewing people who've healed every like illness and disease with its plant-based diet. You know what I mean? So I feel like you said, you did a good job by sifting through the information, because you can see a bunch of stuff that'll pop up that is really, they'll say something, it's like a blanket statement, like you won't get all the nutrients you need on a plant-based diet, but like, oh, okay, but you could take a B12 supplement because that's the only thing you might get from an animal, and that not even that they make that, it's, you know what I mean, it usually isn't even absorbed properly, and most people need to take it anyway, but like, that, or you can't get vitamin D, which comes from the sun, so like, they're just kind of like little myths. Before I read the rest of the comments here, hey Cox, welcome, thank you for joining. So I wanted to just introduce Rachel. As you just said, you're new to veganism, you want to say anything?
Yeah, well, so I'm like day 29. Well, it's more so I am weaning myself off of like dairy products and stuff like that. Um,
Mhm.
so I haven't gone completely vegan, but that's what I'm planning on doing on February 1st. And
Nice.
so I went camping this weekend and with a group. It's a sober active community called the Phoenix, and we went camping, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be, I like, what am I gonna do, like going camping, I'm not really prepared, I didn't take a cooler or anything. But
Right.
I took some fruit with me. I took my blender with me because we had it electric at the campsite.
I saw that good smoothie you had a picture of with the vanilla powder on it.
Yes, I did the vanilla protein shake with then I added in watermelon. What else did I add in? I use monk fruit. I like monk fruit.
Hmm.
But I can't remember what all I added in it. But anyways, I ended up doing for lunch, I took a can of chickpeas. Somebody had a can opener because I wasn't, I didn't have a can opener to bring, but thank God somebody had one, and I ended up making that tuna
Oh,
with
did you?
chickpeas.
Good.
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. It tasted just like tuna, which I wasn't really expecting that at all.
I
Um,
know. I was shocked when I had the chickpea tuna. I was like, no way. How in the world is chickpeas? And then, like, I was telling people on the group today that my cat actually comes running when I open the can of chickpeas. He
oh my
thinks it's
gosh.
tuna. Like, it smell like it too. Like the
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I never noticed that, but I didn't really eat those a lot. Like,
No, in my mind, I thought though, like, am I smelling tuna now that I'm going to prepare it as
no,
tuna?
you really were, because I'm telling you, the cat wouldn't have known that I was getting ready to make chickpea tuna salad. Oh, thank you. Cox said his wife and him are watching. I appreciate that. Um, Oh, and this was a quick tip before you finish. If you're near Whole Foods, they have sprouted bread under their private label for a lot less expensive. Yeah, because Ezekiel is a little, so is the Dave's bread, unless you can get it on sale, but it's way worth it, I think. And most bread is vegan if you're just doing like plant-based diet. Like there is only some like potato breads. I think they put, and sourdough sometimes have dairy in it, but like most breads are. But if you're trying to like take it to a next level and be really healthy, with your bread and not eat the white flour, the Ezekiel or Dave's, I think, are two of the best ones.
Well, today I ended up a meal that I made. It's vegan penne with creamy mushroom sauce. And so it was just like it hit me out of nowhere, right? Like this isn't something that I haven't done too much research on it. Like I've just taken like what my mom tells me about stuff, and then to get this knowledge and learn some different things, and then to see it for yourself. Like this recipe used mushroom concentrate and then coconut milk. And then I went to go look up mushroom concentrate from the store, like, how much would it cost? Where can you even get something like this? Because I'm using ingredients I'm not really
I've never even heard of it.
But then it hit me whenever it pulled up on Walmart.com, cream of mushroom, and I'm like, but that's not vegan. It uses milk, right?
Right.
So and I was like, now it makes sense that why I was using the coconut milk instead
Right.
of, cream of
And
mushroom.
who knows, they might even have a vegan cream of mushroom now. I think I've seen if you didn't want to make your own, but it's much healthier always to make your own, I find, especially like in the beginning, I love those type of products, but then I, also know that like if you're trying to move away from processed food, sometimes they might use other like weird chemical ingredients to make them sometimes. But I think they have vegan soups and stuff. I bet they have a vegan cream of mushroom if you're like in a hurry and don't feel like, doing the cream. But so tell us, how did it come out? Did you make it yet?
Yes, I did. I posted it on Vegan Knowledge Group.
Oh, I have to check it. I've been so busy. I haven't been on there a lot.
Yeah, and it was really good. It would use sun-dried tomatoes, mushrooms, onions.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
Yes. And then the sauce that I made it with was with that with coconut milk, and the mushroom concentrate and a little bit of the water from the pasta. But yeah, and then and it used cashew parmesan.
What?
Yes.
That sounds good. Look at and Diana's her
Italian.
mom, so a good influence there. They can both cook.
Well, I got this recipe from Green Chef. It was something I saw on Facebook, and I was like, I do come up with some nice idea, stuff, but it was kind of getting boring,
Yeah.
and so I wanted to just try something a little bit different, and so I ended up getting 4 meals off of this Green Chef, and so far I've really liked the meals. Last night I did breaded cauliflower and peanut sauce tacos.
Oh wow.
They
Bread-
looked good.
And which my
I
roommate
just found them because I was actually looking for a picture of that penne, but I hadn't seen that. That's what it was, the tacos. I just put the
Yes.
post up, so that'll come up. And Michelle is awesome. Whatever that little smoothie you just shared is. I love when you guys share stuff what you're eating on the Vegan Knowledge Group. I appreciate you all being there and being here. I keep doing this because I keep getting notifications where I couldn't see my thing. The comments. That is awesome. I'm really proud of you. Congratulations on your vegan journey. And it gets easier because you'll start to accumulate these recipes and come up with like I always tell people, there's like, when you're eating regular meat and dairy, you eat probably the same 5-6 things every week anyway. Or like if you go out, you eat the same things, and sometimes you'll mix it up and try a new recipe, but you'll start to find you have some favorites, that you'll be able to go to the store and just grab a bunch of like vegan staples that you'll have in the house, instead of having it always be like this brand new, having to come up with different ingredients. You might keep a couple of cans of the vegan or the coconut milk, you know what I mean?
Right.
Stuff like
Well,
that. And
that is one of the challenges that I've been finding though for myself. And so I don't know if y'all might have any tips of, what y'all do, but I've been finding that I have got to go to the store more often because I'm buying, more vegetables, fresh vegetables and stuff like that. Because I do prefer fresh vegetables over frozen. I mean, I don't know why.
I do too.
And so, I've noticed I have to go to the store more often, and I'm trying to enjoy it.
Right.
But I don't know how to keep my vegetables fresher longer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one thing that I mentioned to Jen about is having a maybe she can post or come up, like, let's have a conversation about how to store your fresh vegetables and fruits.
I have been hearing about the fruits, putting them in jars.
I
You
saw
know,
that.
is that you posted that? I think that one time, or somebody
I saw
recently.
it somewhere on I think it was
Yeah,
on Vegan Knowledge.
yeah, I think I shared it from somewhere or someone, and it was like, yeah, if you put them in the jars, they'll last longer. And then, like my mom was saying, avocados, put them in the refrigerator if they're starting to soften up, and they won't get any more ripe. But like my problem was, I could not get the avocados. Usually, I keep getting hard avocados because I like order my groceries like kind of in bulk a little bit online so that I don't have to shop. But I eat so much fruit, I don't ever have to worry about them going bad. I just have to worry about keeping up with it. So like for us, the avocados could never get soft, and that putting them in a paper bag with the banana actually worked, and they went from solid hard, like I mean, these were little like rocks yesterday, and they actually became like where they'll push in now, like where I can have them in a salad tonight. Or Dawn makes guacamole. She brags that she makes Chipotle's guacamole better than they do. Well, I don't know if it's better, but just as good. I think someone has the volume on their phone on, Michelle said. Does anybody have their phone or another tab on YouTube turned up? I do kind of hear it. I don't think it's me this time. Yesterday, I don't know if you guys noticed, I talked on mute for, I think Angela and Farah were here. I was on mute for a minute and 35 seconds yesterday talking on mute. So all you could see was all these hand signals. And it's funny, someone's like, I can't hear you. And I looked and my mute was on. I'm like, oh no, that's crazy. I couldn't believe it. And so I tried to cut it, and it kept doing something weird on the editor where it kept wanting to save it as a new video. So I ended up changing the name of the whole live stream to I come off mute at a minute and 35 seconds so that people would know like it's not ruined. The whole video was, because it was a lot of good information. You were on there, Diana. Avocado, what she says here, avocado with banana. Oh, so if you like, if you have green bananas, the avocado will make them yellow. That's so cool. I didn't know that either because I have a bunch of green bananas. They brought me like 10 green ones. I'm like, I can't use these. Uh, Dawn did the same thing. Oh, nice. Oh, well, I think we've had the same avocados ripen.
I know that if you have bananas and that are starting to get too,
Oh, you're talking
ripe.
about the mute. Sorry, Cox.
Oh,
That's what she used to do that all the time with the mute. I got it from her.
I know if you put bananas in the fridge, it kind of slows the ripening down as well.
Oh,
And
avocados, right.
don't put your onions next to your potatoes
Really? I never knew
Why?
that.
because it starts to ripen up the potatoes. They start to get the little buds and the
Oh, the
eyes.
little eyes.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why the potatoes are always watching you. They have eyes. They are watching how many carbs you get. What's your favorite way to have potatoes, you guys?
Mine's
Mom.
baked. I like
Baked.
baked potato.
I used to love mashed potatoes. I used to make
Mm.
almond milk, and like so when I was eating vegan butter, I did. But the last time I didn't even use that when I made Thanksgiving dinner, and everyone said it was good. Well, everyone, me and Dawn. My family had their regular Thanksgiving dinner.
That's
It's
Although I
just
prefer like
When I
roasted
had
potatoes.
before and liked them.
Roasted is different than baked potatoes. Okay. I
okay.
like
Well,
mine roasted.
No, do you
okay
guys
then.
ever get those little red round potatoes? They're good too with
Yes.
vegetables.
Those are exactly the ones I'm talking about.
They come in like the little bag. They're so cute.
Yes, they are.
Like the potatoes had babies.
They're very cute.
I
I
like
used to
to just
have,
eat those as a bite.
mm, I would like my brother likes it, and I would make the twice baked potatoes, and then I would fill them with like kind of like a pico de gallo, with avocado and pico de gallo. They were really good like that. That
Ooh.
was a little appetizer, but you have to bake them and then scoop out the middle and bake them again. And I remember running around like crazy at a party trying to scoop everything and get everything and throw it in at the last minute. And everything was hot and anyway.
I don't mean to look down, guys. I'm just putting some pictures on here Rachel put on the Facebook page, and I'm trying to find you guys stuff you've shared with me, and I'm gonna try to bring it up on the screen if I can manipulate it while I'm talking at the same time. What?
Yeah,
So I've
I
heard of
think
twice baked potato.
Hmm?
I have heard of people like twice baked potato. I don't know that I've ever had one.
is it because you didn't get it right the first time? No, I'm kidding.
Ah, right? It's like, oh, well, I can't eat a raw potato right now anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Um, I think Rachel was saying how her roommates tried her food as well, and they liked it.
Good.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's nice.
I ate. Like let them try tonight's dinner too, and she's like, I might just have to go vegan, and I'm like, well,
That's
here's
the
the
point,
option.
right? That's why I'm doing this, right? What have you
Um,
noticed any like I know you haven't fully transitioned, so a lot of times it doesn't happen until you get to that point. But have you noticed any differences like energy or different digestion, anything, any differences yet, or is it too
well, so I don't eat a lot of dairy products or anything like that anyway. I mean, I'm not really a big cheese eater. I mean, like I've been doing really good. I mean, I've had it here and there, but I have noticed that for one, my like I feel less bloated, but
mm-hmm,
at the same time, I feel like I have more gas. Um, that I've
right,
noticed myself. Um,
mm-hmm,
so that I guess that's another reason why I've been trying to do different recipes because I was eating a lot of broccoli, a lot of beans, and a lot of cauliflower, which those are, gonna make you gassy.
Well,
So
like the cool thing is though, what happened to me was that happened at first, but as I ate them, it's like your gut biome or whatever they call it gets used to it, and you don't have that forever. Like unless you were to, have like a weird day where something else you ate might not agree with you. It's really weird because like if I won't eat beans for a long time, that first time eating them, it's like that. But then after like two servings or the next day I don't get that anymore. So I think like now if I probably ate them, since I haven't had any type of whole food, really I haven't had beans for like months because I didn't even eat beans around Thanksgiving. So that would probably happen to me. But it's funny how our taste buds and our stomach gets trained to what we're eating. So don't worry, you won't be gassy your whole time.
well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely I think I definitely feel more out of the not I wouldn't say more energy because I'm very energetic, but I
Mhm.
would just say, I don't know, I just feel lighter, you know.
Yeah.
I just feel lighter and I feel better about the way that I'm eating, where I don't feel guilty when I do eat, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Um, and that if I do eat a little bit more of, what I've made, it's not like it's going to, it's not going to affect me in a
Yeah.
negative way. If anything, it's just, getting more
Adding
vitamin.
more nutrients, right?
Yes, more
That's what I
nutrients.
love about it. You can eat it like that's my mom looked at my meal one time and was like, "Are you going to eat all that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like I had this big salad and I don't remember. I think I was eating a big bowl of rice and beans at the time and maybe some other or we might have been doing vegan burgers or something and I had like 3 of them. And like I never ate like that as a normal standard American diet eater, but it's so weird because I could eat as much as I wanted after I lost the initial weight and I wouldn't be putting it on. Like, I'm sure I could have gotten to a point where I did, but I was eating one meal a day. So it was like I was getting all my calories in that meal, which made it look crazy. Like I had a table full of stuff like that was for just me. I was like, oh my goodness, I look like she has to think this is crazy looking. Because people always are on restrictive diets where it's like, I mean, I know some people think that being raw is restrictive, but it's not really restrictive in the fact that I can really eat as much as I want and there's lots of options. But like restrictive diets too, like where you could have Weight Watchers or something and you could have like a little cup of broccoli or 2 tablespoons of meat or something, and I'm like, I could never get into those diets because it's like I don't like to still be hungry after I eat, like
Right.
especially once you get your true definition of being full. Like there are times when I used to eat just because I was like bored or something, and you can know when you're like full, but you're like, no, I'm going to keep eating anyway. But like now I eat until I'm literally full, and sometimes I'll sit there for about 10 minutes to make sure, because most of the time it's late when I'm eating and I'm being lazy and don't feel like going to the kitchen. And I literally really am not even hungry. I think it's just like when you get in the act of eating, you want to like keep going. You know what I mean? It's like I still want another salad. And I'm like, yeah, I could eat another one, and then 2 minutes later, I'm falling asleep and I'm fine. So
I
it's
do. I get that. Have y'all
oh,
tried agave?
agave. Yeah, Dawn made a dressing I think with it one time. It's like a sweetener, right?
Yeah, so that's what on one of the meals that I posted on there. It was the breaded cauliflower and peanut sauce tacos. Is the cabbage? I'm like, I could just eat that cabbage by itself. It was cabbage and carrots, and then you zest it with lime, like half of a lime. You zest, the lime, and then you add in a scallion with your and the agave and lime juice, and that cabbage was so good.
I used to eat a lot of cabbage. I actually read an article once that cabbage was good for preventing COVID. Like there was some kind of study in like another country. I don't know where it was. Might have been Canada or maybe United Kingdom, where they did this study about cabbage and some kind of chemical in it. And I was like, I always thought that was cool. But you're talking about gassy. If that's another thing you that might do that, because like I mean, there's also like I think that's why a lot of the things that I study say that like on the basically on the frugivore type plan, they don't really get down with a whole lot of the cruciferous vegetables because they're harder to digest. They try to go with the easy on the digestion, like the fruits and the tender leaves. And I'm like, yeah, because I totally get that. But when I ate cabbage every night, like you can ask Dawn, I did like different cabbage, either a cabbage soup, or I would do sometimes like cabbage and mushrooms, or like I would just always have it in with this big veggie mix. Like that was just what I would do, is just Brussels sprouts. But it didn't happen. Then I never really felt any stomach issues. I guess I got used to it. But that first time out, I mean, people do like a detox diet with cabbage soup too. So it definitely will clean you out.
Really? That's interesting. I've had a lot of cabbage. I made it in the crock pot. That's with like pearl onions and cabbage. I loved it.
Look, we got this is Rachel's penne pasta.
Yum.
And Hardin said he recommends olive oil if you want to moisten bread. Plant butters are overpriced. Yeah, they really are. But if you're like somebody who wants to use them, I'm glad they're there. But yeah, they definitely are expensive.
But they're getting more of them now. So I
And
think
they're
that,
getting like less. Yeah, like you can
yeah,
get sales like Country Crock, I think makes it, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think, yeah. And there's like, I'm surprised how many there are now, which is really good. So,
I have a couple of pictures here. I'm going to share one more. That was her penne pasta, and this
Yeah, and that was with that was the tomatoes. There's a taco. Sorry, my pictures aren't that great.
Oh, I
But
like them. That looks professional.
oh,
They
thanks.
look good.
that
But
was great.
well, thank you. But the tomato, I didn't like that it came with like the what do you call it? What bread was that? It was like a I mean basically like a baguette bread. Okay,
Oh yeah. Did
I
you
would
get it
have
from Walmart?
no, it came in this packet I got of food that
Oh,
I
okay.
The
got on
Green
that Green
Chef.
Chef. Yeah. And so, but they didn't give you an option of like, do you want, what kind of bread do you want? But like, I would have chosen probably something a little bit different. But the tomatoes, I've never cooked cherry tomatoes in this way with a balsamic vinaigrette and garlic.
That sounds like some Italian chef stuff you got going on there. Following right in Mom's footsteps there.
Yeah. I know. I told her I can't wait to have her try some of these meals I'm making.
Welcome,
Yum.
Linda. Thank you for joining. Michelle chimed in about Gassy is pretty normal. We had when she was on here, we ended up getting into a conversation about all of our bathroom habits, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, we're literally talking crap up here."
Yeah,
The
well,
grossest live stream we've ever had because we were talking about how good our digestion and like how well we eliminate now and not like no constipation and stuff. And it was like, oh my gosh, I just realized people are probably turning us off, right?
well, that is definitely true. I mean, we all do it, right?
Right.
But how often do we do it? And that's what I've noticed too. I guess I would say is that I'm very regular.
We love it. And they were gonna, what were we gonna call it? Game of Thrones or something? Name. And I appreciate you coming over and joining. I'm Muriel. Thank you for coming with your avocado knowledge. We um we definitely love that. We'll definitely do that. The food tips one. I love that.
Well, my next one that I'm going to be
Whoops. Oh shoot. I tried to move the picture and then took you
What
out.
happened?
You still there?
yeah.
Okay. Next one you're gonna try. Can you still hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, you're there. Sorry
Okay.
about that. I tried to move the picture and accidentally did something wrong.
Well, no problem. Oh, but what I was saying is my next tomorrow night's meal that I'm going to be doing is tofu with cherry barbecue sauce.
Mmm,
Yum. You're doing all sorts of good things.
that sounds
And it's going to
good.
be with roasted potatoes, collard greens, and apple and pecans.
Nice. That sounds so good. Definitely share a picture. I'm gonna have to put it up here on the next live we do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of starting a like when I do the Tuesday trivia on the Facebook page, maybe I can do a little Tuesday trivia night once or so a month. Marquita does a game night, and it's so fun when she does them. So I'm like,
Well, you're doing them
we
with
have
me.
a little Jeopardy music, and we could come in and somehow buzz in for the answer or have people guess in the comments. So
Do we get to know what the topic is beforehand? I'm going to have to do some research.
we can call a friend, like,
Yeah.
to be a
That's a
millionaire.
good idea.
What do you think? Were these pictures that I had up here before? Was that yours, Diana?
Yes, that's mine.
Me.
That looks
That's
good.
that's
Red
the red
Diana's
lentil.
live stream she did with me.
That doesn't
That's
even look like that.
amazing.
Her
That's hard
transformation.
to believe. Yeah,
I
JJ,
know.
I sent you a picture, JJ.
Well,
Oh, okay, thank you.
that one picture that was just in July. Just
That is awesome.
Oh my
since I
gosh, that's incredible. That's unbelievable.
Believe that? Go vegan, people. Look what you can do. Help us save the animals. Save yourself.
Save the planet,
Right.
the oceans.
And save
so
us all. Oh, I really went overboard with that, but really, literally, we are saving us all, I guess, in a way, because also I think it makes people like more like kinder and spiritual sometimes when we start becoming like in our own like spiritual way. A different journey for everyone, but I definitely feel a lot more calm.
yeah, and like you were saying about the digestion and stuff, I feel that my I don't rumble, my when how when you finally go to bed and you lay there, used to, it would still seem like I was having rumbling, but it's like she said, I'm just not bloated. I don't, now when I first went going plant-based, I'd hear people say, oh, you can just eat basically all this food, and I overdid it because I thought, well, this
Right.
is good.
If
This
you eat
is
a
good.
lot of processed soy products too, that could do it to you.
And I was eating a lot of food at one time, and I know that you can eat a lot of food, but they also say eat till comfortably full.
Right.
And I feel like I overate because then I felt so just full. And I think with all that fiber.
This is my beautiful creation I made today.
Oh,
I took a peeler,
Yes.
peeled
And
the orange with a dash of nothing.
How did you do that?
I'm telling you, I don't share my
yes.
recipe secrets
Did
over
you
here.
cut it left-handed or
I'm gonna buy
right-handed?
the book one day when I'm right. Let's see. I don't know. Oh, I'm left-handed. I guess that makes sense. I peeled it with my left hand. It was very appealing.
There you go.
Aren't you
Willow's
glad you all came?
left-handed.
Oh, is she? Cool.
Yes, so was my dad.
My great grandmother was. This was my tips to begin the journey. I remember I had this saved, but it definitely still holds true. Do you guys have tips for new vegans that you wanted to share, like what's helped you, especially if you just started your journey, like what's made it easier for you, or like what was your motivation to go vegan? I mean,
Well, me personally, I know my motivation to go vegan was that just the health benefits behind it. So I come from as like I was in addiction, and so I didn't want to with any mental health things that I might have gone through with my trauma and different stuff like that. I really believe that there are ways to get back your sanity
Mhm.
without having to take medication,
Yeah.
if you so choose. Right? It's kind of
Mhm.
like we get to choose our treatment plan on how we become healthy. And some people, they do eat meat and different stuff like that, but when it came down to for one, of course, like, where am I getting my meat? Where is this coming from? I didn't like some of the things that that I've been finding out about, like meat and stuff
Mhm.
like that, period. And
Yeah.
then as it's gone on, it's just it your food, your nutrition makes a huge difference in the way that your body functions, and the way that your mind functions. And so for me, it just was like, I'm going to make the choice to do this holistically. And so that's, pretty much what got me going. I mean, other than, of
That
course,
is awesome.
family.
It's another thing it can do. It's done that for me, especially, like I was saying just about being calm, but overall, even in periods of time where I've had a lot of with hormones and stuff in my mid 40s, like where I am now, whenever I feel like that, if I go kind of strict and make sure I'm getting all my nutrients and like take out a lot of the processed food, it really like helps clear my mind. I think it's like it definitely helps mentally, spiritually, and really physically. And when you feel good physically, like, if you're exercising and you're eating right, you like you said, there's no sense of guilt there, and you're not eating for like to get rid of the trauma and
Right.
you know what I mean? Like you're actually putting nutrients in that's really helping your brain. Like I don't think people realize sometimes when we're overeating, we're trying to get nutrients that our body's not getting, but we just are getting like empty putting in empty like calories into ourselves. And like the reason we might still be hungry is because we're not getting enough vitamin E or A or, and when we just eat like 10 slices of bread, or whatever we're eating, a bunch of chicken or mac and cheese and stuff with dairy in it, it's actually like having an adverse effect, but it's making us feel like we're comforting ourselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's where do you find your joy,
Mhm.
A lot of people find joy in eating foods that they grew up eating because that, it gives them, like some kind of subliminal comfort, where, or what like behaviors that, maybe we ate ice cream whenever we were upset or going through a breakup or, whatever it is, having a bad
Emotional,
day.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
comforting.
Right. So then you associate, that's what I'm trying to get to, is that you associate with these foods a certain emotion. And so, when you're feeling that way, you just go to the freezer and grab you some ice cream. But if the ice cream's not there, you're not going to grab it. You're going to grab something else.
And you're going to come up with new, like, so your brain, your neurons in your brain will start to coordinate. Oh, okay, this is what we ate now to make us feel better. And then, like, I don't know, with you may have studied this more with addiction. I know for me, like without drinking,
They call that natural neuroplasticity.
that's what it is. Okay, thank you. Because I learned a lot about that one because of OCD that I'll have. Like if you have like intrusive thoughts where you perform like like you might have to walk in and out of the door to get on a good vibe and stuff like that, then the point is not to do the thing that you want to do to like clear that from your mind. Like if you're worried and you're doing something thinking you're controlling this from happening, it's like basically a false sense of control. In order, you can actually change your brain,
Yes.
to not do that, which is really wild. And then I was watching something on dopamine because it depends like where our motivation is. Like sometimes when you're eating bad, your motivation comes from eating that bad thing. But when you get your mindset on eating healthy, all of a sudden that unhealthy food becomes the thing that's going to bring you down to a bad mood, and the eating healthy and making the right choice is going to bring up the dopamine, like, no, this is what's making me excited.
Right.
Look, I didn't eat it. Right. Welcome, Dawn. Congratulations. She is over 2 weeks raw vegan now. You're off the Impossible meat.
Huh?
You are off the Impossible burgers, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Welcome,
they're in the
Dawn.
category with pizza now, along with potato chips and whatever else I was eating that was a junk food vegan meal. But yeah, I feel fantastic. I feel great, and it was just a matter of making it up in my mind to throw it in the category of do not touch, not one potato chip, not one thing. You know what I mean? I have to go cold turkey with this, because if I don't, I know me, I'll veer off. I can't just dip it. That's like a smoker taking a drag off a cigarette. You're gonna fall back into the same bad habit. You're gonna relapse.
Right.
So I'm like, no, because I have to look at it like a drug. You know what I mean? Because for all intents and purposes, it is an addiction. When you
Mhm.
can't let that stuff go and you've lost control and you are still dipping in that well, that's a state of addiction. You can't let it go. When you can't control yourself, that's what that is. So yeah, I had to look at it like that and treat it like that. I lost both my parents to it. So I said that's part of my addictive personality. So you know what? I'm not going to inherit that. I'm going to take control of this thing, and yeah, I feel great. I feel fantastic. Of course, she shows pizza.
No, but that's not pizza. That's Marikita's cake. I
What was
accidentally
that,
clicked
cake?
it when I tried to get back to the chat. Yeah, that's a silken tofu, blueberries. What is that? Strawberries on there, and it's chilled, right?
Yeah, it's with like about 10 squeezed limes. Like I thought I was doing it like this. I
Oh
was gonna do
wow.
That looks
anyway,
good.
yeah. So, but
I
no,
want a slice.
Is it supposed to look like a pizza? Like a healthy, but it's a
Hi.
healthy pizza.
no.
It's a
Is it
veggie
is
pizza.
it just me because
Fruit.
I love pizza
Before
so
our
much?
pizza addiction comes back.
Pizza
Right?
on the brain.
It was a
Right.
very,
Fruit
a very
pizza.
fast picture.
It did resemble with the strawberries could have looked like pepperonis. That would be a cool thing to try to do. You could make
A
like a little
healthy
yellow,
pizza.
something more lemon in
That
it,
was
so you
pretty
could make it
awesome.
yellow like cheese, right? Oh, that is cool. Healthy pizza. Muriel's laughing about that. When
Fruit
everything. Hey, Tessa,
pizza.
welcomes.
Mm.
Oh, Tessa said she also went raw vegan, um, cold turkey because I have an addiction. That's it. And
Yeah.
now we're all addicted to raw food.
Yep. I'm
Well, I wish
switching
I
that
was.
addiction.
We
No,
got
I mean, I'm getting there. Y'all are, on your journey over there. I'm catching up. I'm running to try to catch y'all.
yeah, but you're also doing a lot of whole food recipes, which is really good for you, like
Yeah. Well,
you
you're right. I didn't even know what that was. I mean, I didn't know anything about whole food plant based. I didn't care about that. All I cared about was animals.
Mhm.
Right.
That's
So,
awesome. I think that's awesome because I'm so sorry to have to admit this, but that was not my first thought. My first thought going vegan wasn't about the animals. It was,
Mhm.
I guess, myself first. But now, as I'm going this way, like now I'm just like, that makes more sense to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it for
Yeah.
them.
Right. But that's happened to me too, Rachel. I saw that raw documentary and thought, wow, people are healing stuff. I never, like, it took me about 4 to 6 months being in vegan groups and seeing pictures of what happens to animals and stuff. And all of a sudden it like clicked. I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, why do I eat that one? Like, who told me to eat that one and give this one food in my house? Like, they all have the same, and it like clicked, and I was like, so I did the same thing. It was like a different evolution where maybe some people go vegan for that ethical, I'm doing it for the animals, and then they might end up being like, I'm eating a lot of junk food and stuff, and then like realizing somebody mentions whole food and like, oh, what's that? Oh, I could get a little healthier. And then, I think I think the cool thing about it is you can come in so many different directions, but eventually I think everybody gets to the same place. I mean, I've heard people that strictly say, I'm only doing it for my health. I have heard a couple of people say that, but like most people that I know who've started for health also make the connection that
Do
want to
you
help animals.
do you want to hear how crazy the universe is? I mean, it's just so amazing to me to see that as I'm going down this journey, and like I've gotten to the point like where I was still eating eggs, and then I saw a video of a baby chick that got stuck in its egg, and somebody was helping it come out of its shell. Okay,
Oh,
when I saw that, I was like, mm-mm, nope.
you do it right.
Not eating the
Yeah.
eggs. Not eating
Yeah.
the eggs.
And
Not
when
even
you
doing that.
want an egg, you can have tofu turned into egg with black salt. Just as a
Yeah.
simple thing, or just egg. It's the same. Like that's another reason. Like if people had said like I can't give up those tastes, like I was able to find something that tastes like everything I ate, right? Especially
Yeah.
when Dawn makes it because
No,
she's a better cook.
really. It gets hope. It gives you hope.
Right.
I love the taste of some of those foods, but it's like even that smoked using the liquid smoke, okay?
Hmm.
I mean that adds to me it's a meaty flavor, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it
It
really
does.
does. It does. We were laughing, Dawn, because everyone was sharing their recipes, and I shared my recipe I made for lunch. I don't know if I showed it to you yet.
What is that?
A clementine.
Huh?
A clementine.
Uh, a clementine. Let me see that again.
She made it.
If it looks like pizza, then we got a problem.
No, no. Oh, okay. I see it now. Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah, yeah, there would definitely be an issue if that was pizza. I'm like, okay, yeah, I need help. But yeah, we got over that one.
That is funny.
At least it did resemble. I mean, it's round, it has the white, background, and it could have been anchovies.
Yeah. It could have been. Yeah, I got it. I was just joking because when you started to look closer, I was like, "Uh oh, I think the pizza addiction's creeping in." If that looks like it.
All right. Well, y'all, I'm going to have to
That
split
reminds
this
me though
scene.
that I thought, okay, maybe I won't go vegan and maybe I'll just, be a pescatarian. And then I watched that You Are What You Eat, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you mean there are fish farms? Like I thought all the fish were caught just
You're
regular.
right. It's like so crazy. It's almost like you were caught in a matrix and you didn't know all this stuff. And then it's like, where have I been this whole time? It was like 40 years. Where in the heck was I at that I didn't know all this stuff was going on right before my eyes? Like, how did I
Yeah,
just now hear about that? Which that's one of the reasons I say it every week, but why we come on here
Yeah.
because nobody else is telling this stuff on the mainstream, you
that's
know.
right.
So, did you guys get to check out that Unchained? Oh, Marakita, I'm sorry. I heard you say that, and then I was like, no, we're keeping you hostage.
I know, no, I know y'all are going to be
No,
on here all night. I would come back in 4 hours and check
no,
everything out.
I am starving, and we have to get up early. I'm definitely not going to be here for 4 hours. I could go on for 4 hours, but I'd be mad tomorrow. And poor Dawn has to get up at like 4.
Yeah, no, I didn't pop. I just basically popped on to say hey, and I'm feeling so good, and I'm proud to be into this 2 week now, into my third week. So
Tell us what you're feeling. And Marakita, don't forget, post in the comments of this video all your pages, and everybody join her vegan empowerment course before you go. Don't forget to tell us, when is it? February 22nd?
No, we're shooting for the beginning of February. It's a public course, and it's going to be fun learning from animal wisdom and to empower yourself. Right? A lot of times we feel guilty or upset. I mean, many different emotions. So if you have a goal that you're working towards, we'll slap it on there, and we'll be moving towards it every week, right? With friends and support. So
Thank
yeah, reach out to
you.
me if you want to come.
Yes, reach out to her and like her YouTube channel. It's awesome. She does interviews on there. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it.
Thanks, y'all. Thank y'all. I've been very inspired by your recipes and all your stories. So I'll see y'all in
I want your
veganology.
recipe.
Which
I
one?
want
The
your
the
Yeah,
lamb?
recipe.
yeah, that pie.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's the
That looks
Esselstyn.
fantastic.
It's
It
super
does.
good. It was really good. So no, yeah, I'll get it to you. All right, y'all. Well, I'll see you in JJ's group or my group, Empowered Vegans. So
All
Thank
right.
all right,
You.
Marakita.
Bye.
Yeah, and I'm gonna dip off of here too,
Oh,
honey.
wait,
So
before you go, Dawn, just tell us if you can you tell us just what, like you don't have to stay, you don't have to talk long, but could you tell us after 2 weeks, like some of the things you're feeling? Like, what are you seeing as differences, if you don't mind? And then I
um
promise I'll let
yeah, no, I feel a lot lighter,
you.
obviously. But I also am feeling a lot more energetic. I my mood is very mellow, and yeah, I just feel like really on an even keel. I feel positive. So yeah,
I've
it feels
noticed
good.
you've been really like creative. Like you're always creative, but I noticed like instead of like one video, she'll make like 10 videos in like one day sometimes. And
I
like,
wish.
just the things that she does on her live stream, like for the trading group, I've noticed you've been like even more like focused and on like what you're doing. And I find it improves my energy, and like my skin, I notice always is different too.
Hmm.
So I feel like raw is like good if you want to like, I just like being on it for good. But if you were trying to like lose weight or like heal something, it's really like cleansing to do that for a couple of weeks, even.
Yep, I haven't really noticed too much of a difference on my eyes yet. Somewhat. But yeah, but I just got to stick with it. So I'm in it for the long haul. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. This is
Yep.
how I want to, eat from here on out. So,
Right.
yeah.
That is awesome. We are so proud of you. Thank you for
Thank you,
jumping
babe.
in and telling us. I know we were talking. I remember the last time you're like, I've never gone past 2 weeks without kind of faltering off onto something else. And you did it. That is awesome. Ding,
Yep,
ding,
yep.
ding, ding. You get the bell.
Yeah.
I don't have one though.
Oh, I'm not.
Where's your bell? Yay!
Hey!
Wow.
Woo!
Thank you. I won't keep you ladies much longer too. Maybe till like 8:30. Is everybody good with that?
If that's
Is that
your time, not my time.
Oh yes, my time. I guess it's
I'm
like
in Texas.
oh yeah,
hey,
so it's
and
my
it's
God.
time. About 20 minutes or so.
and
Or
it's only
15 minutes.
6:15 my time.
Oh, I wish that was it. I'd go another 2 hours if that was it. But we haven't had dinner yet, and I know
Yep.
we've been working all day, so I know that will be cool. I wanted to start this earlier, and I ended up doing overtime and doing a bunch of other stuff after I got done, and then I had to create the stream and get ready, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna end up 6:30 anyway. I told Marakita earlier, I think I'm gonna try to go on at 3. And then my sister said she was coming on after she went to the gym, but I don't know what happened. She didn't come on.
You might
So,
have got tied up. See you,
yeah.
ladies.
See you, Dawn. I'm so proud of you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of Diana for her reboot and Rachel finally making it on here with me. We've been
Yes,
talking
I'm
about
glad
this.
to be
When I
here.
saw you off on vacation, I'm like, oh, she's not going to come on now because that seems more fun than coming on here.
No.
I'm just kidding. But that is so cool, like your journey, and I guess watching like your mom do it too, like it helps to have somebody like-minded by that's why I like love being in all the vegan groups, like as many as you can get in, try to get in them and post, like engage with you, post the pictures of your food, because like you never know who you're helping.
Community. Yeah, it's about building a community, and and then that's another thing is like now I'm trying, I do work out and do just stuff like that too, because I mean overall health, and that's what made me realize that even though being vegan, like I got to make sure that I am getting enough to eat,
Hmm.
especially with the what kind of energy are you putting out, like I do work out and I have real high energy. I'm always on the go, very active person. We went hiking and stuff, and I was like, well, they were offering beef jerky, and I was like, I got pistachios, and I had like raisins and stuff
That's
like that,
awesome.
you know, and so it was just like, I got a good energy from my own little mix of my own little trail mix, where I didn't have to eat that beef jerky.
Right. And it's hard when you're in a social situation too, because, people, but you're also at the same time inspiring people to maybe look into it, like without even pushing them into it, like,
Well, that's interesting you say that though, is because what come to find out there were other vegetarians out there, and so they ended up making food modifications for us
oh,
that
nice.
they weren't prepared for because I guess they didn't ask whether or not it was, what people's preferences were, but they ended up making food modifications for us, and it was really cool. And so what was interesting though is that as soon as that topic came up, that there were vegetarians in this group, then the people started coming around and asking questions, like how
Yeah.
long you been doing it, and they were telling me, one of them told me that they were a vegan for 7 years, and then one day they for some reason ate some chicken, and then it's been 2 years since they were vegan now. And so he was like, I think I'm gonna have to just pick it back up. He's like, so it was inspiring to him to see somebody new and fresh into it,
Yeah.
doing it, and reminding him, like, hey, you can get back with it too.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's why I love, that about not worrying about if you mess up, because you can always start over. That was yesterday, right? He can now become vegan again, like, and just
That's
start
right.
eating. But sometimes we feel like we're going down the like, oh well, I did that, so I might as well eat something else bad. And you know what I mean? I think people use that as a justification, like we as humans, I've done it too. I've never ate anything not vegan, but I've definitely been all over the spectrum of whether it's healthy or not. Like,
Yeah.
like There was a period of time though where I thought as long as I was eating vegan, it was healthy. And like I do understand it was healthier, you know,
Yeah.
than meat, maybe a little bit less saturated fat, but probably eating all that processed stuff wasn't great for me either. Just like it wouldn't be if I was a meat eater eating a bunch of packaged products all day, you know, like chips.
Just eat Oreos.
And you exactly. I got on those for a while. Once I found out they were vegan, I was like, no way. And then I was talking about the Hershey syrup too. But yeah, it's like, you know, there's, and that's what I mean. It's all a journey though, because if I hadn't had those comfort foods for that little bit of time, it might have, you know, made me feel like I couldn't have what I was craving at the time. So they're
Yeah.
good to know they're out there. And then when you can get really creative is when you can make stuff that's actually good whole foods taste like that, like what she did with that cake apparently.
Right.
You know, like that's like the best of both worlds, where you don't have to buy it from the store where it might have like a bunch of sugar and stuff in it, when you can, like, I've heard of people using all kinds of stuff to make things taste sweet. Like apparently you just did that with those sweet potatoes, right? Like your brownies,
Yeah, maple syrup.
maple syrup, right?
And you know, when people are so used to having the sweet tooth, you know, with this refined sugars and things like that, then when they do have something that's sweetened more with the natural, or well, I mean, it was maple syrup, but uh, or sometimes date syrup, it might not taste as sweet, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Because their palate's not used to that,
right?
right?
Right.
So your
But you're
taste
right.
buds
And
aren't
once you change
acclimated
your taste,
to that.
yep. I was laughing with Dawn about, I don't know why my nose keeps itching. Does that mean someone's talking about me? Have you guys ever heard that, or thinking about you or something?
Right. Your ears are itching. They're talking about you.
Wonder if it's my sister, like, oh, I don't feel like going on that live that I said I would come on.
I
I'm just
think the
playing.
nose means you're going to come into some money.
Oh, really? I thought that was the hand. Okay, well,
Oh,
that's good. Too.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
left
maybe it.
hand's it's
Oh,
leaving,
Oh,
right
no.
okay.
hand
Oh,
receiving.
I was
Oh,
never good at
man.
remembering all that stuff. That's why I can't tell jokes like
And
I
that's why
think
I'm
Dawn.
the nose
still
is
going to be
thinking
broke
about you.
tomorrow, Diana. Now I was getting all excited. Darn. I was going to check my
The
bank account.
nose is thinking about you. Your ears is talking about you. The
Oh,
left hand is money leaving. The right hand is money receiving.
oh.
Oh, no wonder that whole fan thing never worked. I think that must have been the wrong hand that itched. I got you. I guess I got to go to work tomorrow now.
And then you itch your head. It means you need to take a shower because your hair is probably dirty.
I like that. You know, it's funny. My hair feels a lot better too. It grows more when, I don't, and my nails seem to grow faster now that I've been. I
Yes,
don't know if
I'm so
anybody
glad.
noticed that.
Yes,
I'm
I'm
looking
so
at
glad
my
you
toenails like,
noticed.
what in the world?
Okay, go.
I was like, I just cut them not that long ago. How in the world did they get this big? I was like, have I been that distracted that I haven't like groomed myself? Funny when you work from home though, it's not hard to do. Like, you know, I don't get myself all prepped to go out and about a lot. So I'm like, maybe I just forgot to cut my nails. Neo, I was looking down because my cat decided, I guess I was being too loud and he's trying to sleep. He was trying to scratch my arm like, hey, stop it. Right, right, Neo? Am I being loud? Is it your nap time? So cute. I would bring him up here, but I don't want to get him all riled up. He is like, he's what are you scratching the chair? This chair, my mom got me the chair, and her and my sister also brought the kitten, and he is like
Oh.
clawing the chair or whatever they do. So now, like this brand new chair that I got for like, I think it was last my birthday or something. I don't know, but it was funny. I was like, I would be like feeling really bad that it looked like this, but I'm like, but you guys also brought me the kitten, so who destroyed it. But it's still very comfortable. It's just like looks like I have a cat now instead of you know, a nice leather, or I guess it's not leather. I don't know what it is. Plastic. I don't know.
I don't know, but it looks comfy.
It is. It's really. I like the ones with the back because I work on the phone all day in customer service, so I like to be comfortable. Even though I never lean back, I just realized I'm always like the thing. I'm like, I guess it's good at night though. I sit in it sometimes and watch TV. I'll like put my feet up on the bed. But I'm not sure why I do that. I guess I feel like I'm chained to my desk. I just never leave it.
I
Go
hear
from
you.
work over
You need
here,
to
live
force
stream over
yourself.
here, turn around, watch TV over here. I guess I need to start exercising like you guys. That's my goal. Talking about goals going into February, I want to either start getting on the little like thing that I have, the little step thing, and it's got these armbands. I'm gonna try to do that. Like I need to make a rule, even if I only start with 15 minutes, like on my lunch break, like lunch or my 15 minutes. I want to get on there at least one of them just to start because I keep saying I'm going to do it after work and I end up being like too exhausted because it's so busy constantly, customers call after call. My brain is like, I just want to like relax or I want to do this because this to me is
What
very
city are you in?
Maryland.
Okay, so you should try. I know you want to, doing it at home and stuff, but it's, also good for business, and sharing information. But it's an app called the Phoenix,
Okay.
and it is a sober active community. All the events are absolutely free with 48 hours of sobriety, and you go to
Well,
an
I'm good. I
event.
got almost a year coming up in February.
Okay, girl, yeah. But you can make your own events on there. So if you want to have a vegan group,
I want to do that rock climbing thing that I
yes,
saw.
it's all the events are absolutely free. And so you should check it out though,
Yeah.
because you can also then have your own event. And so maybe it's an event about getting together and talking about vegan knowledge with other people that are interested in more healthier habits and stuff like that to go along with their recovery journey,
Well, that's a good idea.
Um,
I like that. Thank
so
you.
yeah, check it out.
I thought I had to be in Phoenix.
No,
No.
no, it's all over the world actually, or
Yeah,
all,
because
all over the
she's
world,
in
all over the
Texas.
country.
Oh, that's right. You're in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Diana. Okay, so that's what confused me because I don't know why. I forgot you were in Texas. I'm like, oh, this must be a thing central to Phoenix. And I was like, oh, that's pretty
Uh-uh.
cool. How weird. It was just ironic that it was what happened in my mind because I was like, that looks like a cool group. And
Yeah,
like,
and there's a lot of different people have potlucks, like vegan potlucks,
Mm-hmm.
um, that I know, like Kathy Hester. I think they've
yeah,
gone to some, but um, uh, Chef AJ has a potluck in her area, and I don't know if you've heard of Janet, the plant-powered peddler. She's up in
no,
Washington.
I like that
She
name
has
though.
potlucks. So, yeah,
That
Oh,
sounds
that's
but
fun.
cool. We'll have to check that out. I was gonna say something. Oh, the guy that I have on here all the time, Don Bennett. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of my interviews with him. He is like he has health101.org, but he was saying that like sometimes we people do like overexert exercise and where they actually give their body like an immune reaction because they might be like trying to run too hard for too long. And he's like, the best thing you can do if you're trying to get in shape is, and he recommended like getting a climbing machine or something like that because literally like he's a strong believer in like our digestive physiology and everything like is the same as like bonobos and the muscles like because they're constantly climbing. So he was like, that's a good thing where you're not like running real hard on a hard surface or hurting your knees or but you're still building muscle and getting a little bit of like cardio. And that was like weird because I was listening to that video and then I think you were at it somewhere where the wall was set up like where you could climb it. Was that you or was
Yeah.
that Dave or both of you? There's another guy I know that had it. And I'm like, why am I seeing all this? Am I supposed to be like a rock climber?
Heck yeah, that's
They're
awesome. You should
selling
try
these
it. You
now.
never know. Might be one of your hidden talents.
Right? Or I don't know. I used to climb like up hills and stuff as a kid and then be afraid to get down. I used to get
Well,
stuck at the top. Like, how do I get down from here? I was really good at climbing. I might have to come up with. I have to have that one of them things hooked to me, like so I can.
a belay being belayed up
Yeah.
or down. Hmm. Yeah, they have those. They have different types of rock climbing that you can do where it's that you have a belay. I guess they call it a where you're being belayed or whatever. But that they have it where you hook in by yourself, and then when you drop, it'll catch you automatically, and slowly you'll fall. So it's a lot of fun. You gotta try it, you
That
know.
sounds like fun. That's definitely on the agenda for this summer, maybe, or spring, or maybe sooner than that. I don't know, but
Mm.
at some point I'm gonna take some time off work and do some fun stuff, and I'll probably be live while I'm doing it. Also, there's no link for jumping on Facebook or here on YouTube. Oh no, it's not pinned to the top. I thought I pinned it to the top of the whole post. Oh
It
yeah,
was
there it is.
it was when I got on.
I don't know. I'm not able to comment right now on the chat because I don't know why. It's being weird.
Yeah, I
Let me
don't think
see.
I have a capability of that either.
Thank you for sharing that. Everyone's having trouble finding it. It's like a I pinned it to the top. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It looks weird. It's like in yellow box square where it says join live.
Yeah,
Hi,
I
how are
keep
you?
I
Diana, is
keep
that Willow? Oh, wait a minute, I scrolled up. I thought Diana typed how are you? I'm like, I think we covered that. I forgot I went up to find the link. I thought it was Willow saying hi. Let's
yeah.
see. Thanks. J&J Video said smash the like button, and I was saying, yay, go Tessa. I'm happy for you too on your journey. And don't forget though, before we go and like wrap up in a little bit, don't forget to like everybody's pages. And do you have a YouTube too, Rachel? Or
I
you
do, but I can't post it in here because I don't have a
Post
comment
it in the
ability.
private. Give it to her in the private chat and
Oh,
she'll post
okay.
it.
why can't you guys comment? I don't understand.
Yeah, it won't it doesn't give us an option.
Huh. I wonder how. What about now? Does it? Do you see it on the right where my chat is, or no?
I see the
No.
private chat, but I
You
don't.
don't see that.
I
Huh.
can comment private chat, but I can't comment on the post.
I'll have to figure out. What about now? No, no, that just changed it to me. I think it made it say vegan knowledge JJ. Okay, got it. So I'll just post it, and I'll post yours too, Diana. I will post everyone's. And Michelle and Muriel both have Facebook groups too. They are awesome fans of the page. I think I'm going to do a couple of these, but I'm going to try to come on earlier this week. Maybe like, I don't know if that would be good for you guys, but maybe like 6 o'clock my time. Maybe like, I'm only off Sunday and Monday, so that's the only time I can do it earlier. Oh, she said I'll join next time so you can eat and go to bed. I know. I feel like I used to be such a cool person. Like I used to be able to stay up late. Now I'm like really weird about my sleep. Like I feel like my brain gets weird. Like if I go to bed too late, it starts saying you're going to wake up and you're not going to get enough sleep. And like I can't, almost like I don't even want to look at the clock before I go to bed, because then I'll start counting the hours.
Yes.
And it's weird. I've never was like that, because I could always sleep. Like I'd sleep literally right up until work. But now I get up like 7:30, no matter what. It's like sleeping in is 8:30. So I'm like, and I feel so much better when I get good sleep. And I'm like, at least if I'm gonna wake up early, I can get a decent amount, like at least 6 hours or something. Especially if I come off here and I'll still be all excited and posting, and then I'll like make my food and then make bananas or whatever I'm gonna have, and like it seems like I just don't like get off here and go right to bed. So like I've gotten smarter as I got older, because like if this was like 5 years ago, I probably would have, maybe even 2 years ago, I would have stayed on here till like midnight and then been like complaining in the morning. But I guess you know what, I'm not gonna own getting old, but that might be what's happening, right?
What do you mean
I'm
you're
wise.
biologically getting younger as you keep going vegan? Okay.
That's
Right.
true. People do say that. Like they say they look and feel younger when they're vegan.
I
I
mean, I
noticed
think,
old vegans I've seen on these live streams that are like energy. I'm writing a book and stuff. I'm like, oh my
and your
goodness.
skin looks so good to me, you know?
Oh,
So to
well,
me,
Dawn has like younger skin and hers is starting to look even younger. I'm like, oh my gosh, she already looks like she's like 35.
isn't that awesome?
Yeah, like I
People
just
think me
turned
and
what,
Rachel are
48.
sisters.
I know, right? You guys look like sisters. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. You guys look awesome and you look like you're feeling awesome and like happy, which is the important part, and like
Right.
spiritually well. Oh,
You know,
that's what it is, Michelle. She said we're still detoxing. Like literally, I probably am. I went through a period of time in like the first or second week I was doing this where I was very tired at night, like more than normal, because I think your body is healing. Especially, she's been doing the raw thing too, and her and Muriel been doing what is it? Two all fruit, I think, for like 10-day challenge. I think they did.
I was thinking about doing it.
Was you thinking about doing it, Rachel?
Yeah, I was. I was. I've been thinking about doing it myself, just checking it out, see what it's about.
Yeah, you'd probably like it. I can tell your energy. You'd probably be good at it too. You'd probably even come up with some creative raw recipes. It sounds like Diana would be over there conjuring up some raw stuff for you. Like, try this, try this. I think that's still so cool that you both are doing that. Like, most of us here don't know someone in real life that's vegan. I hate to say that, but I really don't know. I mean, Dawn now that we're both vegan, but like people that we know, no one really kind of gets it. We're working on them, but they're kind of on their own path of consciousness. They haven't reached it yet. Jessica, that's a good point. Why does the US even allow deadly foods on the shelves? Most other countries ban US food. I saw a video about that. That's a good point. Yeah, because I mean, I hate like to think it, but it's just too much money involved for them. Like, our guidelines of food are set around the industry, unfortunately. It's a shame, just like with
Well, demand, you know what
cigarettes,
I mean?
alcohol, all that stuff, you would think if something is bad for us, they would,
But
not have it on the shelf.
it really is about being on demand, you know? I mean, what do they want, you know? I mean, they tried prohibition, right? Taking alcohol away, but people are going to find a way to do it anyway, you
Yep.
know, if they want to. But it's can we get the demand on more, you know, vegan kind of stuff, you know what I mean, on going healthier versions of different things, and getting that boosted more than the meat. Maybe the meat will just sit on the shelves and rot away. You know,
That's it.
I
Supply and
mean,
demand.
It
Yeah, if we get
is.
enough message out there to people. And I think it's about doing it in such a way that, like, sometimes there's different ways that people have to approach it, but my way to approach is I think people like to know that they're making the decision themselves and not being made to feel bad about their decisions. So like when they have to come into it, but like that's why I think I try to approach it in a bunch of different ways. Like maybe you'll resonate with Rachel or Diana or Marakita even, maybe you are really already into animals, and that's you might figure out your why from coming on here. Or maybe you're really into health and fitness, and you see someone that I have on, like the like Lawrence or Jeff, who was like in the bodybuilding, and they're vegan, and then somebody like a guy will be like, oh wait, he's vegan, let me look more into this, and then, or it might be someone like that was on the grapes, that I just had on Zip Hall. He was trying to reverse conditions. Or it might be like Muriel and Michelle resonate with you, another mother daughter. I
right.
think that's cool. We got two mother
All
daughters.
pathways, right?
Yeah, it's like you never know. And then some people, if they post something that's really scary or terrible, like what you saw about the chicken,
Yeah.
I mean, or not scary, but like basically kind of opens your eyes to stuff like that, that could be what changes them.
Well,
So
it's because I don't know if you've ever seen those videos, okay, where
dodo.
they're peeling a hard boiled egg, okay, and they're like using like little tiny tweezers to peel this egg without breaking the, or not even a hard boiled eggs, but to
The
peel this
membrane.
egg where you only see that part, right? And
Okay.
so, okay, like just like a challenge thing of like,
Yeah.
okay, but then to see it with a real chick inside of it, okay, like
That's
doing
crazy.
it the same way that they would do it that way, I just was just like,
I mean, I thought
no.
about it one time when somebody put it this way, that we're the only species that drinks milk, first of all, as an adult of the species, and secondly, from another mammal's boobs. Like, what? I can't believe I was brainwashed to think I need this milk that's meant to make this little baby cow grow into a cow, like for the first few months of its life. Like I was meant to drink milk when I was a baby until I could eat solid food from a human. Like
Yeah, why
where
don't they
did
just,
we get
yeah, I
them
mean,
saying
where,
that we needed goats and milk from a cow?
could you
I mean,
imagine if you could buy breast milk from the store?
right. Okay. I think people might need to, like, that might be even more normal because we're not drinking it from, like, who ever heard of like a lion saying, oh, I need some elephant milk? You know what I mean?
Right, right.
I'm trying to
Right.
eat healthy. I need it to grow. And then, like the egg, I thought about what it really is. Like when we release an egg, it's like in our cleansing time. And like, I'm like, that is really weird that we decided to start eating something that comes out of a chicken's, you know what? Like maybe that is weird. Like, but it's weird how you can never think it's weird. Like I never thought it was weird. And like I remember seeing the thing out in the parking lot of Chick-fil-A. Like there's a picture of us once with that cow that used to dress up and say eat more chicken. They would hold a sign.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like, I thought, oh, that's funny. But like now I look at it and I'm like, well, that's not cool. Why are they even eating the chicken? But it's like your perception like can change, you know? Like I never noticed, like I was telling somebody today, I think it was a lady I was talking to about an interview, that it was like I was walking by and saw the back of my cat's leg. It looked like a thigh. And I was like, oh my God, I used to like eat the thighs of another animal and it like gross, you know? But it's like
Mm,
I never made that connection. And then also now this year it's gotten, or last couple years, I've started thinking about other stuff that exploits animals, like how a football, you know, is called a pigskin. You know what I mean? Like even like weird stuff like that, like all the ways that I never even thought of animals being abused in the, and it just like clicks
yeah.
after a while, you know, and like I guess you just have to like be okay with where you are on the journey, because it's almost weird. Like I was like, where was my head at all that time that nothing little even ever connected it? Or I used to like know people that said vegan. I was like, what's that? You don't eat cheese? And I'd be like, oh, that's weird. But now I'm like, eating cheese would be weird. You know what I mean? It's like it's funny how we change. Jessica said, exactly, that's a good point. I'm currently eating mostly raw foods, nuts, etc. I do eat fish, but I'm 75% vegan. That's awesome. Yeah, like, you know, keep going on that journey. I know a lot of people do that where they have fish and then that's like the last thing they exclude. That is awesome. Congratulations. And Michelle said, what makes me angry is how expensive plant milk is when we're only using the plants and water to grow them. But dairy, we have to feed the cows, plants, plus, well, plus both plants. I have read something I'll send you. Have you heard of there's like a thing where the government pays cow, the dairy industry money to be able to keep the price low of milk in schools and in the world to keep the dairy industry going. That
Wow.
was mind blowing. Like there's so much weird stuff that goes on. Like they called it something, but it's almost like it almost makes it so people have to say, yeah, but that plant milk's too expensive. I feel like, but you can get a gallon of milk for this. Like, you ever see those posts on Facebook where they have like the salad is $7.99, but the dollar menu you can get a cheeseburger. It's like the it should be the other way around. You should have to pay more for the meat. But if we, I guess, like to your point, start buying more of that stuff, then they won't have to order as much of it, and that's what makes the price go up because they can't keep it in bulk. So Muriel or Michelle said, I like the taste test I seen online a few years ago of different milks when people found out they were trying dog milk and lost their crap over it. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I saw that video. I'll have to share it. It's funny, kind of. All right. Let me post your link in there. Actually, I'll do it after the video comes up. Our call for one. Let me do it right now in here so I'll remember it. And then I want to go ahead and I guess I'll wrap it up here because I'm starving and I know you ladies are probably have things to do. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining,
Thanks
Diana.
for having
Thank you for
me.
being my Capricorn buddy that always comes in, so I'm not by myself. And Rachel, I hope you'll join again.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to. I've got to figure out how to link it to my page too.
Yeah, definitely. I think we should stream it on all of our pages so that more people from different communities get to see it. Definitely. Oh, that was my comment. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I'm going to let everyone go. Thank you, Angela. Hopefully, you're still here. Thank you, Michelle, Muriel. Who else came in? Cox and your wife. Thank you for coming in, and Jessica and Harden9 with all that great information about agriculture. Rachel, Diana, Tessa. Thank you for coming in, and I'm so sorry if I missed anyone. Linda. Dawn, thank you. All right, everyone. Have a great evening. Let's go eat. Oh, if you haven't eaten yet. Muriel,
Bye.
thank you. Tessa, good night. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your
Bye.
transformations. I'm going to stop